What if the person you trusted most betrayed you in the worst possible way? For Emily, her husband's illness turned their lives upside down. She gave up her savings, her peace of mind, and even her dreams to support him. But when the truth came out, it shattered everything she believed in. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Stories Unfolded. We share gripping stories of love, betrayal, and life's most unexpected twists. Let's dive into Emily's journey of heartbreak and discovery. Emily met Mark during her final year at university. He was charming, ambitious, and had an infectious sense of humor. They started dating shortly after meeting, and it didn't take long before they fell deeply in love. "We're going to have a great life together," Mark had promised her one evening as they walked through the city park. Emily believed him. He had big dreams, and she admired his drive. After graduating, they moved in together and began building their lives. Emily got a job at a marketing firm, and Mark landed a position in IT. They weren't wealthy, but they made enough to live comfortably. Over time, Emily started saving for their future, a house, a family, and the dream vacations they often talked about. "I want us to have something to fall back on," Emily would say, as she carefully tucked away a portion of her paycheck each month. Mark would smile and kiss her on the forehead. "You're the smart one, Em. I'm lucky to have you." Life was going smoothly until one day, Mark came home looking unusually tired and pale. He complained of feeling unwell, and Emily immediately grew concerned. "You should see a doctor," she urged, her voice filled with worry. "I will," Mark assured her. A few days later, he visited a doctor and returned home with troubling news. He explained that he needed more tests, but the initial diagnosis pointed toward something serious, an autoimmune disease that could severely affect his daily life. Emily was devastated. The thought of losing Mark was unbearable. She wanted to do everything in her power to help him. "We'll get through this together," she said, holding his hand tightly. As Mark's symptoms supposedly worsened, he claimed he could no longer handle the stress of work. He quit his job, leaving Emily as the sole breadwinner. "I'll figure it out," Emily reassured him. "You just focus on your health." She took on extra responsibilities at work, often working overtime to cover their expenses. Every spare penny went toward Mark's treatment. She used up her savings and even borrowed money from friends and family when things got tight. "It's just temporary," she told herself. "Once he gets better, everything will go back to normal." At first, Emily was too busy to notice the inconsistencies in Mark's behavior. But over time, little things began to bother her. Despite claiming to be weak, Mark didn't seem to lose any weight or energy. He had a healthy appetite and often spent his days playing video games or watching TV. "I thought people with autoimmune diseases had good days and bad days," Emily mentioned to a friend one afternoon. "They do," her friend replied. "Is Mark getting the right treatment?" That question lingered in Emily's mind. She couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Whenever she asked Mark about his medical bills or prescriptions, he would dismiss her concerns, saying, "The insurance covers most of it. Don't worry about it." But Emily couldn't help but worry. She had drained her savings, taken on extra work, and even delayed her dreams for his sake. She needed reassurance that it was all worth it. One afternoon, Emily decided to surprise Mark by coming home early. As she approached the apartment, she heard laughter coming from inside. Curious, she opened the door quietly and peeked into the living room. Mark was sitting on the couch with a friend, drinking beer and watching a football game. They looked relaxed, carefree, nothing like someone battling a serious illness. Emily's heart raced with anger and confusion. She stepped forward, her voice trembling with emotion. "Mark, what's going on?" Mark jumped, spilling his beer. "Emily, I didn't expect you home so early." "I can see that," she said coldly, glancing at the beer bottles and snacks. "You're supposed to be sick. What is this?" Mark stammered, trying to come up with an excuse, but Emily wasn't buying it. After a tense confrontation, the truth finally came out. I lied," Mark admitted, looking down at his hands. "I didn't know how to tell you. I lost my job months ago, but I was too ashamed to admit it. So I made up the illness. And you believed me." Emily felt as if the ground had been pulled out from under her. She had sacrificed everything for Mark, her savings, her time, her dreams, and it had all been based on a lie. "You let me think you were dying," she said, her voice breaking. "I gave up everything for you, Mark. How could you do this to me?" "I didn't mean for it to go this far," Mark said weakly. "I was scared. I didn't want you to think I was a failure." Emily shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "You didn't just fail, Mark. You betrayed me." In the days that followed, Emily struggled to come to terms with what had happened. She felt a mix of anger, sadness, and betrayal. Friends and family who had lent them money were shocked when she told them the truth. "You can't stay with someone who would do that to you," her best friend urged. "He didn't just lie. He took advantage of your love and kindness." After much soul-searching, Emily made the hardest decision of her life. She confronted Mark one last time. "I can't do this anymore," she said firmly. "I loved you, and I gave you everything I had. But you broke my trust, and I don't think I can ever forgive you." Mark begged her to reconsider, but Emily's mind was made up. She filed for divorce and began rebuilding her life from scratch. Though the betrayal had left deep scars, Emily refused to let it define her. She focused on her work, surrounded herself with supportive friends, and slowly began to heal. In time, she found peace, knowing that she had done everything she could for someone she loved, even if he hadn't deserved it. She learned to trust again, but with caution, and vowed never to lose herself in someone else's needs. This story is a powerful reminder that love should never come at the cost of self-respect. Emily's journey shows that while helping others is noble, we must also protect ourselves from those who might take advantage of our kindness. If this story moved you, please like and share it to remind others of the importance of trust and self-worth in relationships. Don't forget to subscribe to Stories Unfolded for more powerful tales of love, betrayal, and resilience. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.